G'day, this is Captain Noob, and today we're going to be playing as a Deathclaw. Now, to do that, all you need to do is just grab your Soul Survivor, open up console commands, and then set race to 6 Deathclaw. Now, 6 means we're just going to be a Deathclaw matriarch. I felt like that was appropriate for this particular character, so here we are, we're actually playing as a Deathclaw. You can walk around when I activate the walk button there, and you can tilt the camera around just fine like that, getting all these nice views of the creature walking. And if you activate or deactivate the walking button there, we can actually jog around like normal. And just like Deathclaws you see and fight in the main game, you can activate a little bit of a sprint there and you'll get down on all fours and run like that. Very nice. So that's what it comes to basic movement. Also, you can quickly switch around like this if you feel like it, which is great. It makes no sound though, but yeah, it's a nice way of turning 180 very, very quickly. Probably makes you dizzy if you do that after a while. As for combat, you've got a basic stance right here. This is like your standing idle, there's nothing going on stance, you're just chilling. And then when you activate your combat stance, you do a little bit of a roar, and then you've got your claws down by your sides at the ready. And yeah, there we go. And you can also run around like this. And there's not a lot you can really do, but you can attack. So the first little attack here, we'll just go for a basic claw swipe there. So this is just mapped to mouse button 1. If you hold that down, you go for a little bit more of a power attack, if I can just get that going. Oh wait, you go for a power attack if you're standing still. There it is. You can also attack from the side, like that. Now for some reason, sometimes you just dart off in that direction when you go for a attack there, but it doesn't happen all the time. You can also attack from this side using that same arm, which is kind of interesting. I usually thought Deathclaws would attack with both arms, but whatever. Now I think that's it for basic movement. You can't jump obviously, because whenever you've ever seen a Deathclaw jump, there's no animations for it. They don't need it. But the game, the mod actually gives you a bunch of idols for you to use. So if I hit 2 here, we do the idle evade, which is going to be nice for avoiding some gunfire, I suppose, although I guess Fallout 4 AI has got perfect aim, minus a bit of inaccuracy anyway, so I don't think that'll be too useful for us. We've got the hide evade, which is, I can't do that now, but I believe it's when you're in combat you can actually activate that. You can do a basic roar, and that'll actually give you the combat stance there. So it's basically when a Deathclaw sees you, it's going to let you know that it does see you by doing this little roar thing, and then it's ready to go fight. Now, number 5 here is just scratch the ground. This is just the basic idle flavors of the Deathclaw there. You can see it up close when you're returning that egg in that little museum quest, the witch place. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And there's a Stomper or Idle. This is another one that they do when they see you. That's more of a long one there. And you can have a shorter one where they only do 1 stomp, which is kind of good. And there's also a taunt thing. I think you usually see this one after they throw you on the ground and sort of you know, they do that just so they don't attack you right away. But basically, as soon as you get up again, they go in for another attack anyway, so whatever. Number 9 is just a smaller stomp there. They also do this one after they've thrown your ass to the ground, so it's just a little bit of a thing that they do. I really like that animation, by the way. I've got nothing mapped to 0, that's my stim pack button. And the tongue detect idle, if we can just activate that. Yeah, it's just something to tell you that the Deathclaws are sort of, it's just an idle flavor of the Deathclaws, just to know, yeah, they're onto you. But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the Deathclaws. We'll get into some gameplay, start chopping some gunners up, and it's going to be quite fun. We're not going to be going into any of the interiors because we're too big to fit through the doors though, so just outside will be fine. Okay, here we are outside of regular Gunners Plaza here, and we don't even get a chance to show off the quirks in first person before we're already being attacked by blood bugs. Getting 506 damage on that person, and we get nuked right away. Now the good thing about fighting humans as a Deathclaw is one actually tries to punch me and gets nuked herself but does no damage, is that you can actually do the takedown animations there. And that's mapped to power attack there, so yeah, there is a little bit of a thing mapped to that. Now, if we want to find this other blood bug over here, because they usually piss me off, so I actually want to go out of my way to kill these guys first. I'm not sure where they are. Ah, there he is. I see you, little bastard. Come here. There's also one more actual power attack that I didn't show off before, and it comes in the form of a or heavy attack I should say, after a sprint. So if I could just get one down here in this direction, we can actually see that it's kind of like a charge tackle. It's really cool. But there we go, there's one, there's our victim, and okay, we didn't get it, but we just got a nice little takedown there. If we get really lucky, we can just pick them up and slam them on the ground sometimes. That's my favorite animation, where you just slam them on the ground and they ragdoll whichever way they want. But yep, since we aren't staggered by those turrets, those things are very easy to take out. Since you are a Deathclaw, you're a little bit bigger, a little less susceptible to stagger like humans. And there you go, that was the charging tackle attack. If I could just do that again. Alright, sprint and attack. No. If I try to do the power attack too close to the gunners, I will actually just pick them up and kill them anyway. So maybe if we detect any robots around here, we'll go ahead and do that. Now, since we are a Deathclaw, we're a little bit bigger than our regular human form, so unfortunately we might have to just enter some console commands that'll actually make us... There we go, there's that power attack going. Yeah, we might actually have to, you know, use clipping to actually get up on that place, because there's no way, even in first person, we can climb that. Speaking of first person, this is what it looks like. Right now I've got the Deathclaw dirt throw. It does nothing. There's nothing you can do, even though I've got ammo for it. There's no ammo counter, so I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. But if we put that away for a second, we go into basic fist mode there. And as you can tell, we've actually got the Deathclaw hands in first person there, which is rather strange, very disconcerting. But we can punch these guys like we would with a regular Deathclaw. But for some reason, the game still thinks we're at human height there, so you don't really get the scale of that you're a Deathclaw there. So we'll just go ahead and, yes, slam her on the car there. Perfect. Alright, what have we got here? Got a few more dudes over in this direction according to my compass. And don't even bother using VATS with this thing, because I'll show you what happens. It just blinks like a rapid slideshow. You just teleport around it, it doesn't really work. That's a shame, but yeah, as you can tell, you get a whole heap of damage. Who are these people? Okay, they're just the guys that don't have anything. The most useless traders in the game. Okay, time to get up on the roof. We'll just quickly sprint up there, activate no clip, and then we'll sprint up there a little bit like this, and just simply drop back down. There's a little bit of a falling animation for the Deathclaw, which is kind of useful. And there we go, we got a kill with that glorious charging attack. Very nice. Now, if this gunner wants to come up here, there we go. We get quite a long range with our claw attacks there, so taking out gunners are a little bit below us as I try to actually control my Deathclaw there. It's a little bit hard at times when you tilt the camera around, but yeah. There we go, we actually jumped up here. I didn't actually mean to do that, but here we are. Excellent. Alright, so I think that is Gunners Plaza cleared out. I probably wouldn't even bother doing immersive Gunners Plaza like this, because all the gunners would just light you up and kill you pretty much instantly, especially when they've got all high level weapons. But yeah, we won't go inside simply because, again, we can't fit through the door, so we won't bother. But instead, we'll go ahead and take on Swan, because yeah, I want to see how our Deathclaw does against Swan there. We can still activate the door mine, but yeah, moving around inside Gunners Plaza, Deathclaws, we're not supposed to do that, and we'll follow the game's rules there. Okay, so there's Swan over there, if we can actually look past our giant selves there. And I've discovered a little bit of a quirk with this mod. If we go back into first person and activate sneak, when we go back into third person, as you can tell there, we are nice and hidden. And if we go by that logic, therefore we can get a sneak attack critical on Swan, even though we're a Deathclaw and stomping around like this, creating all the bloody screen shake in the world. But I do not dare walk faster than normal walking speed, because, well, if we do, I believe we'll get detected right away. Wonder if sprinting actually does take away our hidden factor there. Okay, he's definitely hostile there. We're in combat stance now, or at least we were for a second. Okay, we are. Actually, we should probably keep ourselves in combat stance there and do it without the roar, so we'll just activate that. And if we just quickly... Nice, and power attack! Okay. Alright, we got it. Wow, we actually got a power attack in. And now it is time to get perma-staggered, because this guy attacks a lot faster than I possibly can. And yeah, it's going to be hard. Ah, okay, looks like we have to deactivate sneak mode, because every time we try to sprint, we actually do a little bit of a raw thing, so back up, and this time we should actually sprint. Interesting. See, that would be a lot clearer if I could actually activate sneak mode in third person, but we cannot. That's fine, we'll quickly go up and attack him. And yeah, this is going to be very hard because, yeah, I think he's doing 7 damage to himself there, which is kind of interesting. And he can also block our attacks, which makes it a little bit hard. So instead of waiting out this fight on very hard, it's going to take ages. I'm going to switch to very easy because this is ridiculous. Okay, now we're in very easy. We'll just make our way a little bit back of this thing and sprint this way. Hopefully we can get a power attack in. No, as you can tell, when we walk into him, he moves back. That's just what he does. And since we can't use VATS, there's no way for us to actually stop the adamant, or the, I was going to say adamant syringe to actually stop us from being staggered, but I don't think it'll help too much because we are a Deathclaw and not a human. And come on, we just got to move around him and hopefully not get staggered. Come on. There we go, there's a hit. 1400 damage, more damage. Just got to keep on hitting him. As soon as we got him locked into this section, we can actually, you know, keep on hitting him because our attacks do stagger his, and if we get a little bit lucky with our attacks, we can actually get him perma-staggered until he just sort of does that, which is a shame. Now, if we wanted to speed up this, you know, the speed of this kill, what we can do is just switch back into first person, which would be useful. But we seem to be doing pretty well against him now. I've actually got in a pretty good hit streak now, and now it is ruined. Now, for some reason, we got most of our health back at this point, which is kind of strange. I would have thought we'd lost less of it, or lose more of it, but whatever. If we switch back into third person, we can punch just like regular, normal humans, and that way we can actually do a little bit better on actually killing Swan. But still, it's a little bit ineffective, simply because he can stagger us super easily, but now we can hit him a little bit faster, so that makes it a little bit easier to kill, albeit unimmersive because we're hitting them with human animations rather than Deathclaw animations. Alright, I'm going to back off a little bit and get immediately staggered again. Alright, we'll try that again. Just keep on running. Alright, we missed. We'll go for a power attack. No, Swan is actually very switched on today. You're lucky I don't have an adamant syringe to stop this stagger, else you'd be dead right now. And even though we did barrel in for that tackle attack, we actually got staggered right on the end of that. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother going in third person anymore. This is ridiculous at this point. So we'll just keep on punching him in the legs here. That's probably the best way we can actually kill this guy. Not even a paralyzing palm will probably kill him. Oh! We did it! We got a VATS attack in and it was a critical and we killed him. And Winter is very happy about that, apparently. And we also got an Idiot Savant proc there, so that's an interesting kill. Now, I did mention adamant syringes, and I did try that earlier. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. But I also want to show you something when it comes to using companions and changing their race. So I'll be back at Sanctuary, be with you in a second. Okay, so now we've recruited one of our companions. They're under our control as we teabag, they teabag. And let's see what happens when we change their race to a Deathclaw. I think they go completely invisible. Yep, they go completely invisible. So, unfortunate that doesn't work. We can't easily get a Deathclaw companion using one of our own things. What if we change ourselves into a Deathclaw at the same time? Let's just go. Yeah, it's 2 Deathclaw. Ah, well, it looks like we're an albino Deathclaw this time. And we probably can't move anywhere in this house because we're stuck. So we're just confined to this room forever with our invisible friend. Alright, we'll switch back into human. I think you can type in whatever you want to set race and then you'll switch back to human. Yes, it does. Okay, that's interesting. But yep, looks like we can't use this companion as a Deathclaw because they go invisible and they just become a floating Gauss rifle, which they get mad about and will roar infinitely when you yeah, they roar infinitely when you decide to crouch, so don't do that. Okay, let's just change you back. There we go. Now we can crouch without you screaming, right? There we go. That's better. So if you'd like to see this Deathclaw mod in your game, obviously it's got to be on PC, so yeah, unfortunately for console players you won't be able to access this. Links will be in the description below. There's also a multitude of other Fallout creatures that you might be interested in me playing as. I've already played as a red scorpion, that was kind of fun, so yeah, if you'd like to see that, that'll be in this playlist here. And also, if you'd like this particular companion in your game, then yeah, you can have that too if you feel like it. I'll link that in the description, as well as the winter companion mod, which I'm playing as right now. Thank you for watching, guys.